Hey everybody, this is Rob, Rob's Gardening and Stuff. Today is May 2, 2015. I just wanting to give everybody an update on the garden, what I've got going here. Today I actually got my zucchini in the ground, which you see over here. These 4 spots is my zucchini. I also got my cucumber trellis up, which I used. I upcycled some pine limbs that was taken down by the ice storm back in winter. I used those from the pine tree to build me a cucumber trellis, and I got it up and got it webbed with twine a couple of days back, and today I actually got 8 cucumbers, 8 spots of cucumbers in the ground, 2 on each side. That's what the little clear spots that you see. I got those in the ground, got the seeds in the ground. They're muncher cucumbers, and also got everything mulched in. I went ahead and come down to this level here, and my kohlrabi that you see, I got it all mulched in. It's actually probably a little bit more than what I'm going to need, especially in this center row here. I will come back and thin those out if I have to. If not, then that's good too, because the kohlrabi is really good for you. My lower level here, my radishes, which is they're just about ready to get up out of the ground and get in the house. But beside the radishes, I have 10 spots of Swiss chard growing. And the birds ate almost every bit of my Swiss chard. The only thing I got left is right here on the end. I've got a spot here, and I've got 3 or 4 Swiss chards growing in that one spot, and then I've got just 1 or 2 growing right there. So I had to come back and replant my Swiss chard, but I went ahead and got that mulched in. Let's see, over here is my tomatoes, which the birds ate most all of those. Some are still there, not many, but some. And this year I'm growing just 15 plants. I usually put out 30 to 34 plants every year with about 7 different varieties. But this year, the only thing I've got set out is Roma, Rutgers, and Better Boy. But I don't have to worry too much about what the birds have already eaten, because I have several more plants that I'm going to bring out to put in the ground. I've got them in starter pots, but this row here, now I don't know if this is going to show up very good because it's so bright out here today. This whole entire row down the edge here, this is my onions, and they're doing pretty good. I put white onions and red onions both out, and the white onions I put in one solid row, the red onions I put in one solid row, and I don't remember which row was which, but one row did not come up at all, and I had some red bulbs left. So I came out last week and put those in the ground, and you can see they're starting to come up. And I know there's grass out here. I'm going to have to do something about the grass, and I will. I always do. But it's just an update on what I've got going here. My zucchini that I put out today, it's just seeds. They'll be up, hopefully. They'll be up soon. I got mulched in around those. And then beside them on the outside here, I've got a couple of rows of spinach. These are 16-foot rows. of spinach. And then on the outside of my tomatoes down there, on the left-hand side, the edge is where my carrots are at. Some of my carrots are coming up. If they don't come up, I'm not going to cry too much about it, because I got plenty of carrot seed. I can put carrots out towards the end of summer, come fall. They grew really good for me last year in the fall, and I tried to put some out in early spring this year, but they didn't take too well. And where I'm standing at, this is my 16 by 8 leg here. This is where all my okra is going to go. I've got okra seeds in the ground. The birds, I had okra that came up pretty good. It was a couple inches tall, and I actually had some several pumpkin plants that come up when I tilled. Actually, I got my boy Josh to come over and help me till this year. But when he tilled, I would say a week later, I had pumpkins coming up in this big leg here. And I guess it's seed that I had put out a couple years ago that didn't come up. And I thought, well, I didn't plan on growing any pumpkins this year, but if they're going to grow, then I'm all for it. They'll have time to mature before Halloween gets here. Besides that, I mean, you can make pumpkin pie, and I roast pumpkin seeds, and I mean, they are so delicious, and they're good for you too. But anyway, the birds, when they got my Swiss chard down at the far end, and they got all my okra, I mean every bit of my okra. They got every bit of my okra. I got the pumpkins plants, and I've got more in the ground. Plus my starters here. I've got man, it's really bright. Got pepper plants here that'll be put out, and my pepper plants, they're going to go, if you can see right down the center where I got the sprinkler running right now, that's actually like 2 little rows right there. And this left-hand row next to the zucchini and the tomatoes, I'm going to leave that open, and I'm going to run my pepper plants right down the right-hand side of that sprinkler where the sprinkler's at. My pepper plant's going to run all the way down. But I've got jalapenos. I got a couple of hot peppers. I have bell peppers here. I have I can't remember what all I got. I don't have my paper with me either. But anyway, this is all pepper in both of these. And you can see these are coming along pretty good. I'm still a couple of weeks from having them ready enough to set into the ground. And then next to those is my tomato plants, which is mostly all I've got left now out here. I don't have any Better Boys left, but this left-hand side here, these are Roma plants, and then this side here is my Rutgers. So I'll be putting those out into the yard. And then behind it, these 18 3x3 pots here, this is my okra. I got more okra growing just in case what I've got in the ground doesn't come up. And then I've got these are some cucumbers, but I can't remember what kind, and I didn't mark them. All I know is they're cucumber. I think they're Market Moors. And then my last tray here is all peppers. And you can see these are coming up really good. And you see that right there? That's Thai Dragons. All of these are Thai Dragons. And man, you talk about a good pepper. These are delicious. And they got heat to them, but they're not like really super hot. They're not like a ghost pepper or a habanero, but these are delicious. And then the 9 on this side are, you see that right there? The Kung Po. And those are good too. They're longer. They look alike, but your Thai Dragons are a little bit shorter, whereas your Kung Po, they get longer. They get probably 5 inches long, and they're skinny, and they're red, and they're delicious as well. And I got I got some coming up. I don't know if they're going to show up on this video, but I'm going to have a good set of peppers this year. Oh, these peppers over here. This is jalapeno sweet banana peppers and bell peppers, and I got one hot pepper in there, and I don't know what it is yet. I'm hoping it's a cayenne. I took the seed, it come up in a hot pepper mix, and then this tray in the back that's dry, I need to water it. These are this whole tray is just a solid mix of nothing but hot peppers, and which is anchos. There's some Hungarian wax peppers in there. Well, I don't remember, but it is out of a hot mix. But there's 5 different kinds of pepper that's in that hot mix, and I don't know what's going to grow, but whatever grows is going to go on the ground, and when it matures, I'm going to like it. I don't care what it is. But anyway, just wanted to show everybody where I'm at with the garden. I promised everybody that I would update a video in April, and I didn't get a chance to. So anyway, a couple of rows of spinach, zucchini. I got one cucumber plant right there. Tomatoes down at the end. Skip over a couple rows. I've got spaghetti squashes growing. I've got yellow straight neck squash growing. I got all my cucumbers out around the trellis, which I'm proud of my trellis, man. Yeah, I mean, you got to admit, that's a good looking trellis for a white boy like me, old country boy. And the first time I ever made a trellis for my cucumbers, I usually let them run along the ground. But this year I'm going to do it a little different. I'm going to build them up on a trellis. And it's 4 sides. That's about 5 foot, maybe just a tad over 5 foot right in the center. But anyway, on the other side of that, we got our kohlrabi. Then down at the end, we have our Swiss chard and our radishes. And we got all these onions growing up this outside here. And they're always good. My wife, just a little quick joke right here. My wife says I grow the best weeds of anybody she's ever seen. And I probably do. But the garden is actually a lot bigger than what it looks. The main section there is 20 foot by 40 foot. And then I've got this 16 by 8 leg. So I have roughly like 930 square feet in here. And once that grass starts to get away from you, you're in trouble. So I generally, once it gets away from me, in order to get the grass cut, I have to take a weed eater in there to it and do it that way with a weed eater. But anyway, this is March 2nd, 2015. This is Rob from Rob's Gardening and Stuff. And a quick hint, I like to call our garden the AA Ponderosa Plantation Pharmacy. I love it. Anyways, hey everybody, I'll update y'all again soon. Give me a couple of weeks. Let me get everything a little bit better situated, get some more stuff in the ground. Now I'll update on how everything's coming along. All right, everybody be good.